What's going on, guys? Welcome to a brand new episode of Profiling Passionate People. I'm your host, Salman Ladvinka, and today I didn't really want to take down my Ray Lewis jersey, but we are talking about the Baltimore Ravens. And without further ado, I'm bringing in my guest, Mr. Nathan Fox. And Nathan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good today. How are you, man?
I'm doing great. And, long story with you and I, we go back so long. Earlier just today, I was in a
Yes, sir.
scramble, had to find a Ravens fan, last second. And you came and answered my DM. And I'm just really thankful and appreciative of that. And yeah, just thank you. Thank you. So,
Hey, man, I'm glad to be here.
yeah, absolutely. So where are you joining us today from?
I live in Alabama,
Oh, okay.
so I'm from Alabama. But the reason I became a Ravens fan is because back whenever I was like, I think I was 7 years old, 6 years old, about that time of 2008, I went to a Ravens game with my parents
Okay.
because they were Ravens fans and I had no choice yet. And they took me to a game and I got to meet Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. So I
Oh
was,
my God.
and yeah, and I was like, yeah, no, this is awesome, bro. I got to be at this team. Plus, their uniforms, bro, are awesome. Color
Yeah.
scheme, the font, it's amazing, and the culture. And we got some good fans, and every fan base has some bad ones. But from what I've seen, we've had some good fans. So I really like being a part of this fan base.
Yeah. So whereabouts in Alabama did you see them and play a game? Would it be Dallas? Would it be Atlanta?
Oh no, I went to Baltimore.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, they went to Baltimore because they had some family that lives up there and they
Yeah.
had some extra tickets, so they just let us go.
Yeah. Why not?
It works. I
Yeah.
know.
So how did your parents become, Baltimore fans? It's because of the family that you guys still have there, or were you born there?
Yeah, it's because of them. I
Okay.
was not born there. I was born in Georgia, but
Okay.
since my family they didn't have a team before that, so they just became Ravens fans because they have family that lives up there in Maryland. So we were just like, why not?
Yeah, I mean, why not? Got to check out a football game, and you got to see Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. I mean, my time with ESPN, I was with a celebrity golf tournament, and I got to meet Ed Reed, and of course, got to stroke the ego a little bit, so that way you're good enough to get the photo and everything with him. But one of the coolest cats
Yeah.
I've ever met, and just so down to earth. You will never find him without a cigar in his mouth, though. But such a cool cat, and Ray Lewis, I just growing up, that was Big Brother Ray for me. I mean, the little
Oh
dance and the
yeah.
little shimmy and the like
All his
it.
motivational speeches, they were
Oh,
amazing, man. They
oh
just
man.
get you pumped for a game day and every day.
I mean, we a little bit older now since that Ray Lewis and
Yeah.
Ed regeneration, but I remember seeing something that was like, would you rather get ran over by Derrick Henry or tackled full speed on by Ray Lewis? And it's
I'd
like
rather get tackled by Derrick Henry, man. Like Ray Lewis can decapitate you, literally.
literally, and he has every possible capability of doing that. And that's why I said I always loved Ed Reed style, Ed Reed and Ray Lewis's style. Ed Reed, the ball
Oh,
hawk.
they mesh so well together. They
Yeah,
like play to their strengths and they both help each other because without Ray Lewis, Ed Reed's coverage, it helps with his coverage because he gets pressure and stuff like that. And then
yeah,
with Ed Reed, that helps Ray Lewis get to coverage and it helps him. And they're both just really good players. They're hard hitters. And I just love the way they played football.
yeah. I remember, I believe it was 2003. It was the Titans and the Ravens, and I'm a diehard Titans fan. And just seeing the atmosphere at MCNC Stadium and the noises, the sounds, and Ray Lewis is getting introduced, and it's just that crowd is just something. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps. And I mean, you look at the team now, and the defense has always been a staple in Baltimore. But as you got your guy on, big trust there, you can't sleep on this offense. Clearly, it is just what, a year or so removed from being the MVP of the league. So there's a lot to be happy for being a Ravens fan. You guys obviously took out my Titans last year in that wild card round. So, congrats to you guys. It's just I love what John Harbaugh does with the quarterbacks that he's given because he makes the most of their abilities. And if you've seen any of my other episodes,
Oh yeah,
I really harp on the Tennessee's coaches for not allowing Mariota to do his thing, because it's like, dude, you got a Heisman winning quarterback that's a dual threat quarterback, and you're just going to put him under center. Like, I don't know, but kudos to you
it
guys.
doesn't make sense. And plus, yeah, and thank you, man. Like it's become like a heated rivalry now. Like literally, it used to not be too much, except for a couple games here in the early 2000s. I remember seeing like the 2000 divisional and the 2003 game, and now it's just become kind of a rival, a non-divisional rival. But the stomping on the logo and stuff like that, it's turned into a heated rivalry now.
Oh, absolutely. And it makes for great TV. And, of course, when we played you guys earlier in the season and we walked off with I think it was like 29-23 victory. Derrick Henry had that scamper run, yeah, it's great to win during the regular season, but it's the postseason that matters most. And you take one incorrect direction at Lamar Jackson, that boy is so shifty off of his shoes and can make a dude miss. And it don't matter if you're running a 4-2, 4-3, he gonna blister right by you. So,
and to expand on what you were saying about the regular season is, it means something, but like you said about the postseason, we can compare that to the 2019 Ravens where we went 14-2, had the number one seed, but I think what killed us was having 3 weeks off and nobody starting, and nobody was having any playing time, and that killed our momentum.
Yeah, I would definitely agree to that. And
okay. But anyways, like I was saying, with that season, it killed our momentum. We were on a 14-game winning streak, and we almost went all the way. But like I said, those 3 weeks out, that killed us.
Yeah, and obviously Tennessee went into Baltimore that year that you're talking about, and Tennessee did their thing. But we're not talking about Tennessee. You guys have just this multiple monsters on both sides of the ball, and not to discredit Tucker on special teams, by far one of the greatest kickers I've ever seen. And I mean, this team is just absolutely scary. So you guys came up a little bit short against the Bills last year. What happened with that game, and what was your thought process with it?
I think what had happened, it was a difficult place to play. It was very cold, windy, and I don't know if it just got to our players, but I felt like we were heating up. Like, we won the wild card. We were hyped off that game. I thought we were going to come into this game strong. But the Bills were also coming off a wild card win, so they had something to base their games off of. And we came in there, we played sloppy. It was a sloppy game. Lamar Jackson wasn't the greatest. He didn't throw the ball the greatest, I'll admit. But you can't put it all on Lamar because that team as a whole was not playing the greatest. And our kicking game, man, you expect, even though our offense couldn't play good or our defense, our kicking game you expect to be on point. And then also, there was this one play down at the goal line. I think it was 7-3, and they got the ball and they had 3 receivers and we only had 2 guys over there, and they just threw it to Stephon Diggs and he just walked right in because they did not have it. They didn't have enough people over there, and I don't know why we did that. Like that's what angered me about that game.
Yeah, and there were a lot of turning points, and just overall defense just needed to step up, and for whatever reason they didn't. But we're coming into this brand new season. There's a lot to be excited about. Again, Lamar looking great during preseason. The unfortunate breaking news that literally just happened: Gus Edwards and Marcus Peters going down, both to torn ACL. So that's a huge loss to your guys' team. But you got J.K. Dobbins back there in that backfield, who was an absolute horse. Opposite of Peters is Marlon Humphrey. So that defense, honestly, yes, Peters is a great corner, but Marlon Humphrey, honestly, it's not Humphrey Island, it's Humphrey country. That
Yeah.
boy can break on the ball, has so much poise to him. I love seeing that it came out of Bama and has been excelling over there. And again, that defense is just as scary as like the Ray Lewis, the T Sizzle, Terrell Suggs days and everything. And again, I see you guys doing absolutely well in the division, if not potentially representing the AFC in the Super Bowl. So
Yeah, and I'd love for us to represent the AFC. It's been like 9 years now, and it's been a long way waiting. So
yeah, yeah. I mean, you guys, we look at this upcoming schedule. You guys open against the Las Vegas Raiders. It'll be their first game with fans that actually count. Obviously, it's a little bit closer for me to go over to Vegas rather than you to come over here. But you're always welcome to come over here to the West Coast by all means. But how do you see that first game going?
I think we can win that game as long as we can stop Darren Waller because that's their main target
Yeah,
and contain Henry Ruggs because he's just a speedy demon and he can get past the defenders. And we don't have that fast of corners or safeties or any player on the defense, really. They play game speed, but I'm telling you that Henry Ruggs kid, people don't see it, but he is so fast. And honestly, it'll be hard for us to keep up with him. That's why I hope we play good man-to-man defense, and then on offensive side of the ball, we just got to pound the rock and stay to our game. Like we can't get away from what we're best at doing.
yeah, I love that. This year, like I said, I see you guys doing a lot of great things. You guys do play your heated rivals with the Steelers, with the Bengals, who you can't sleep on anymore, the Browns. But honestly, should Lamar play his game, everybody coming together as the core that they are known to be. I see you guys going probably about 5-1 or 6-0. To be honest, I really don't see 90-year-old Big Ben doing his thing anymore. And um, it's really in the control of how Lamar is going to play because everyone keeps saying, can he be a pocket passer? Can he do things without his legs? And clearly he can. And like we were just talking about, he's only a year plus out of his MVP season. So, there's just a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, and also to add on to that, it's everybody is used to the typical prototypical quarterback coming out of the draft. They want a pocket passer, a tall pocket passer who can deliver the ball over the offensive lineman's head. And Lamar can still do it, like he doesn't have to be that pocket passer that everybody wants. I mean, if he has to, he can. He's shown many, many times he can. And we've seen sometimes where he's be able to throw it past beyond the numbers, outside the numbers, and make some good throws. But people just
Absolutely.
continuously are going to doubt him no matter what.
Yeah, and that's just what comes with being, the face of the NFL. You have your good games and you have your bad games, and people are going to remember you for your bad games. I mean, we don't talk about Lamar Jackson how well he did last season. All we keep talking about is, oh, he disappeared and went into the locker room, and was it an injury? Was it a bathroom break? It's stupid drama like that. But again, this dude is just, like I said, just so shifty, has complete trust of the team. You can't forget about Mark Andrews, who's a great tight end that doesn't get the proper praise that he deserves. And he just signed another contract to stay with Baltimore. So there's a lot of promise.
Oh yeah, and I love to see that we finally re-signed him. We're getting all the guys re-signed. We've got Marlon extended,
Yep,
and we'll be able to see Mark Andrews and Lamar that duo for at least another 5 years, if not more.
absolutely. Yeah,
And the Lamar contract is going to be a difficult one to do because he's not doing it with an agent. He's trying to do it himself, so it's going to be difficult. But I think no matter what, we're going to get the deal done with him. It'll be a massive contract probably, but
yeah.
it'll be well worth it.
Oh, absolutely. Last question. Any games you're circling that you're going to go to in person or what?
Honestly, honestly, I am looking at some games. I'm probably not going to be able to just because of my work schedule and how I have it because I'm not off on the weekends ever. So I'm
Gotcha.
looking at the games, but the games that I'm looking at to because I'm gonna watch every single one of them that I can. But
Of course.
if I could go to any game, it would be that Chiefs game in week 2. But I just know the prices are just gonna be super expensive. Plus, why would I pay $200-300 for a ticket when I can sit at home and watch it for like $40
That is very
and
true.
get great picture quality and see everybody instead of being way up in the nosebleeds, not even be able to see the players.
That is also true, and you wouldn't have to worry about airfare or driving. And I mean that's the price you pay. You know, whether you're gonna do it in person, you're gonna stay at home. But at the end of the day, when you stay at home, it's a lot more comfortable. Let's just put it that way.
It's comfortable. You're at your own place. You don't have to worry about traffic, other people you don't know, and
Yeah.
it's just easier experience.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Nathan, really appreciate you. Our friendship of 4 hours has been anything that I've been that I could have expected. So really appreciate you coming on here. I know we'll be seeing you here in the near future on future episodes. So until then, he's Nathan. I'm Solomon. You guys stay passionate, and that was some Baltimore Ravens football talk for you. Bye, guys.
Y'all have a good one.